Okay.
Alrighty, so how are you today? I am Mary Gillespie, and I'm with Student Reviewed out of Phoenix.
Awesome.
So, and you are?
Phil McGowan. I'm a music mixer, so I mix the underscore for films like film, TV, video games. Most recently, Cobra Kai is the one I was talking the most about.
Yes.
Presumed Innocent, and a whole number of things.
Great. So, music is super important in a show, because if you don't have music, you just don't have a show.
Yeah.
What do you use as an inspiration to be able to come up with the music for the show?
Well, I mean, a lot of the tone and the sound of the show is like created by the composers that would hire me. But certainly the mixing of the score and like how we would record it and things like that comes into huge play to sort of crafting the tone of the show. I mean, it varies. I mean, I've mixed music from EDM dance music to rock scores to fully orchestral stuff to things that sound more classical. Some stuff I've done is like a bluegrass score. I mean, it really is the entire gamut of all possible music genres, which is what really makes it fun. Some people in the record world kind of specifically work on usually kind of one genre or a couple. It's fun that in film music and TV music, like, it's everything, which is awesome. Yeah.
That is awesome. So when you are trying to figure out, because I was like, okay, so how do they do this? Do you read the script first and then come up with the music? Do you wait until they have scenes for you and then come up? What is your process for getting the music to set? Because it sets perfect with the show.
Yeah, usually the composers have kind of already had a lot of those meetings with the showrunner or the director or things like that. By the time I'm on the project, it's kind of towards the end of the score production. So if we're going to record orchestra in LA, or if they're going to have me engineer the sessions overseas or things like that, usually the composer will kind of have me involved, maybe, I don't know, a few weeks out, just to start talking about how we're going to record things, how big the orchestra is going to be, things like that. And then when it comes time for mixing, that's usually right at the end. I mean, a lot of times we'll be what we call chasing the dub, where literally they might be doing the final mix of the film while we're still mixing the music, and we're just trying to like catch up to them, because a lot of times director and producer notes come in last minute, so they're adjusting the score before it can come to me to do the sort of final mix for things. So it's literally, we're like the last thing that happens on every project.
So how did you get into this line of work?
I mean, I started playing music when I was a kid. My mom was a piano teacher, and so I think it was in second grade when I first started playing piano. Switched to saxophone to get into the middle school band when I was at that point. And then around the same time, I sort of got into the engineering production side of things. My dad had a bunch of keyboards that I used to play around with, and a little mixer and some speakers, and that was like sort of the first mixing board I ever learned, was this tiny little Mackie mixer that he had. And then I just started realizing that there were people that actually were behind the console kind of placing microphones and like making tonal decisions on things, and I discovered mixing. When I started college, I thought I was going to be a composer as well, but then I went to Berklee College of Music in Boston, and when you're at a prestigious place like that, there's like a lot of talent around you. So I kind of quickly realized that even though I have fun writing music, and I still do for fun here and there, that really the production and the engineering is really what was like came naturally to me. So that's ends up what I majored in. And as soon as I got out of Berklee, I came to LA because I really wanted to get into film and television music, because I just was hugely inspired by that as a kid. So yeah, that was sort of my quick story to hear.
That was your work there, huh?
Yeah.
So when you're working, do you ever have, I'm sure you probably do, any of the movies that were adapted from books?
Oh, I'm trying to think. Well, Presumed Innocent was a book. And then there was the Harrison Ford movie in the 90s, and then our TV show.
Right.
I'm trying to think. I'm sure I have. I can't remember if Promising Young Woman was a book before we did the film. That's the main one that comes to mind that I've worked on.
That you've worked on.
Yeah.
So when you are, let's say in the future you're going to be doing a movie that it was a book, do you read the book first?
Sometimes good, yeah, to just get a tone for like what the story is like and things like that. And sometimes they'll send me scripts too, but usually by the time I'm getting to the music side of things, a lot of the sort of tonality of that have been set in stone by the composers. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, good. So, is there anything in the works that you'd like to share with us?
I mean, the most
can.
exciting thing, yeah, well, I can't really say much about it, but in September, there's a new show called Black Rabbit coming out on Netflix, and we had a lot of fun with the score. It's roughly the same team as Ozark, including the composers whose team I'm on. So, yeah, that one's going to be amazing. I can't
What
wait for that
genre
to come
is
out.
it? Is it horror? Is it fantasy? Is it?
It's a drama.
Okay.
It's sort of a set in New York with Jude Law and Jason Bateman.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds interesting. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
By the time the joke
I think that's pretty much it. Thank you
Awesome.
so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. It's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.